Hello, my friends, my loved ones. It is I. And I'm going to wish every single one of you maybe like the 3 of you that watch. I love my friends. Y'all are so cool. And maybe more people will appreciate this. But also, this is me documenting what I do. There's a pull from the everything right now, the energies of the universe, and who I'm around. And I know today is the new moon, so energy is low. Keeping it reserved is important. One's rest is integral to it feels important right now. To rest feels like what everyone needs in this moment as I'm interacting in the world and understanding that I pick up on energies. I am an intuitive person. And shifts are happening, and that's disrupting our sense of foundation. And even in states of transition where so much movement, your action, you're engaging in this movement in a different way, in what feels like a maybe more I don't want to say the word urgent, but you have to move. There's this call to action. And in this, it feels as if we can't forget that rest is a part of the cycle. Rest is productivity. And our body is going to force us to rest one way or another. So either we schedule time for it and embrace it and listen to our bodies, or it will come up in other ways of sickness, in outside things stalling, things not working out, you not having simply the energy one needs to get through. And we have to be committed to rest, not active. Okay, there's a thing called active rest, but I'm thinking it's not taking in anything, like not on our phones or watching TV, but maybe painting, drawing. How can our bodies restore? This moment in time, I feel like I had some energetically draining experiences. And I've been very intentional about creating an energetic shield of not letting other people's negativities penetrate against this shield, but holding that shield up takes a lot of energy. And people have so much reason, right, logic to be scared. There's a lot to be scared about right now. There's a lot of unsettling times. And it really, man, on the global stage, on the national stage, the political spheres, the health of the people in these nations, not just the political happenings, but the sicknesses that are spreading. All things to be aware of, and it's so good to be an informed, cognizant citizen. However, there needs to be a point of energetically detaching. And the most important thing you can do for the collective, even if like at the local level to the macro, all of it, the best thing you can do is to have a regulated nervous system. And if you can start there, then you can think and process this information that we're all being inundated with. It's a tactic to burn us out really fast, and it sucks. But here we are. And for my friends, I'm wishing you a glass of tea, a cup of tea. You have a tea with me. No, Neil, if you've made it this far, Neil, I still would like some tea from you. I know you have an abundance of it. I have this massager going on my back, which is really, really nice. And I'm going to also talk about one of my favorite people who wrote this moon planner that I read from, and who I've been listening to her podcast as well. The podcast is called Moon Beaming, and the book is called Many Moons, and her name is Sarah Faith Godesteiner. Ever since I've been listening to her podcast, I can confidently say her name. Whereas before I was just like, Goatsteiner. Yeah, this new moon, wishing all of you rest. And the soil that you've needed to till for prime placements of these seeds. Let these seeds that you're planting today, tonight, in this energetic realm or time be rooted in independence, maybe rooted in your understanding that you are a sovereign being of light. And as an independent being, connected in this network, creating a network of community with other shared sovereign beings. And in these energies, we all respect the individuals that commune, that create these networks. And there's community. It's different than groupthink. So I hope, my wish for everyone during this time is a sense of connection. And I know sometimes I'm not the best friend of reaching out. I can disappear for periods of time. However, a goal of mine is to create and foster community. And this year, I would love to watch that seed be nourished and planted on and grow into something I can't even visualize in this moment. A version of myself interconnected in this web. Where we're supported and we can support one another, and people like it. I want to foster a true sense of community. And I know there's so many people out here already doing this. You know, this isn't novel by any stretch. But it takes so many people. It takes everyone from all different corners. That's how we connect one another. And in these changing times, local community is going to be truly what we have. That's going to be our first line of defense. Against what? Question mark, question mark, question mark. So that's in the spirit of Aquarian energy. Oh, it's Annie's birthday around this time. She's quite an Aquarius. I respond to her. That's quite a Gemini thing to say. Okay. Maybe I'll start a new video and then like stitch these together. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just go into it. Who would watch this whole video? If I were to guess the 3 people who've made it this far: Riley, Christy, and maybe Devin. Maybe Olivia at some point after a few like stops and starts and like fast forwards. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe it's Christy who'll do those stops and starts and fast forwards. Anyway, it's for all of you guys. for my loved ones. I want to share this knowledge that's like at the root of it. Ugh, this back massager thing feels so good too. Sitting here with me, taking some deep breaths. And I'm going to read. Wednesday, new moon in Aquarius occurs, it already occurred, at exactly 4:36 a.m. Pacific time. So what is that? That was at 7:36 a.m. So the theme is building a relationship with your allies. This article was written by Aiden Watchter. Okay, I'll just do a deep breath in. This is a fantastic new moon to begin building relationships with different helpers that can help you in subtle and material ways. In the gray days of January, it can be hard to feel motivated to get out of bed, let alone nurture a spiritual practice, but it doesn't have to be difficult. This is a beautiful time to keep it simple and engage in a practice to call in support for those who already want to help you, your allies. At its root, the various practices that get lumped together under the titles of magic, sorcery, witchcraft, and various other names are forms of communication. They are ways of asking something to help us out in any number of ways, on any number of levels, when we keep in mind that the goal is communication. Use my pens. When we keep in mind that the goal is communication, a lot of other complexities and confusion can be set aside. This allows us to start where we are. If magic is about communication, the question becomes, what are we trying to communicate with? Historically, And in many traditional and indigenous perspectives, the answer is spirits. Spirits is an interesting word in that it is both full of meanings and rather vague. I like to think that spirits are people you can do stuff with, but you can't touch because they either don't have a body or they have a body that's not like our own. Some very visually psychic folks can see them, but I can't unless I'm in a profoundly altered state. Within this vast and vague category of spirits, I work with a group I call my allies. Allies, in this sense, are just spirits that, for whatever reason, have my back. I believe some of them have been with me since I was born, and others are connected to my past lives. Most of them don't exactly talk to me. They communicate in other ways. I'm writing this 10 days into a long backcountry trip, and my allies have spoken to me primarily by catching my attention with things I like. A pile of elk bones led me to a nice camp, and a raven showed me another. For the practice below, I'd like you to try on a few basic ideas about allied spirits and see how it plays out, rather than trying to figure out if it's true. Try it as suggested, even if you think it's more likely that these spirit allies are somehow parts of yourself. It's my belief on decades of experience that they, at least some of them, actually are full-on sentient, agentic, and independent beings. As with any practice that delves into the mysterious, your mileage may vary, of course. Here are some ideas to hold in mind as you proceed if you choose to. Spirits are everywhere. We exist in a spirit-rich environment. Spaces without any spirit presence are rare and uncomfortable for most people to be in for long. You already have allies. They have been with you all your life, doing their best to help out, even if it hasn't always worked out perfectly. They do their best. There are more allies just waiting to meet you. We live in a world where most people don't believe in spirits. There's a lot that can be done with just a little attention, as there are a lot of spirit people who are interested to connect to and support anyone paying attention. Magic is a natural human thing, and it's always active. Everybody does it all the time, some more consciously and some more effectively than others. Like all things, some seem to have an intense natural talent for it, and some have to work harder at it. But it's like an electrical circuit with no switch involved. It's always on. Here's the practice. Try this under this new moon or anytime you feel called. Go to your kitchen or pantry and find 3 small vessels, small bowls, shot glasses, cups, or jars. Wash them with a little salt water, asking out loud for the salt and water to cleanse them so that they may be ready, willing, and able to act as magical objects. Say this in your own words. Here's a basic template for you to work off of. You ask, you tell, you describe what you are doing. And why, for whom? Oh, you describe what you are doing, why, and for whom. Be polite. Say please and thank you. Say please and thank you. Not just to spirits, say please and thank you. Remember, we seek to build and strengthen relationships. This is an offering practice. We're not asking for anything for ourselves for now. We're making gifts to our allies. We do this to show them that we are aware of them, or at least have come around to the idea that they are probably there, and we want to show our appreciation to them. We will offer 4 things to start, with some incidentals if you are able to. But these 4 are what's most important. They are water. Just water. Tap water is excellent. You pour it into a vessel and say something like, I offer this water to my allies, those who aid and guard me, those who watch and ward. Drink and be nourished. May there be peace between us all of our days. Coffee, tea, juice. This is whatever you drink in the morning. Just pour a little from your cup or pot and say, I offer this coffee to my allies, those who aid and guard me, those who watch and ward. Drink and be nourished. May there be peace between us all of our days. Food, a bit of whatever you are having, just a small bit, to symbolize making a place at your table or altar. You decide where you will make your offerings for your allies. And say something like, I offer this food to my allies, those who aid and guard me, those who watch and ward. Eat and be nourished. May there be peace between us all of our days. The 4th thing is your attention. Sit for a couple of minutes after you make your offerings, staying out of the news, your phone, and your journal. Just be with your allies. Maybe you feel something, maybe you don't. It's okay either way. Relationships take time. That's it. You can do more or less, and it will still begin the process of showing your allies that you care and appreciate them. In time, you will develop your own methods and perhaps start to hear, which may not be hearing at all, the messages your allies have for you. Simply show up with care and attention for an extended period. That's the first step and the most important. We are not alone. Our allies, be they our ancestors or other spirits that connected with us at or before birth, actually are present and seek to aid us. Once we open the door and welcome them to our table, an entirely new way of relating within the world unfolds. Hard day at work? Talk to your allies about it. Trouble with the kids? Bring it to them. You may be surprised to find that they have your back and are far more helpful than expected. Happy new moon to all new ways of being, seeing, and receiving support. Amen. Sitting with spirit. All right. So I wrote down last week when I preemptively read this, so I've been meditating on this thought for a week now. Thank you ahead of time. I love you. I welcome a clear and deep connection. I welcome my allies in new ways and spaces that are clear to me. I am grateful for my love and connection to the collective. I love you, Mama. I miss you. I feel you every day. And then today I wrote down the new moon, this work, this week, Spirit. My intention is to release what I want to hear, then to allow clarity of spirit. So the seeds being planted. I will be very curious and very open to hearing what others have to say. If they wish to engage in this way of thinking, this framework to understand or accept or entertain that building community is so important. It's our first line of defense. And not just physical community, but community in different realms. We are divinely protected. We are divinely blessed. So, if anyone made it to the end of this, let me know your thoughts. I'm so grateful. I want to share that. My gratitude. I love you. I love you all. I love my allies. I love my spirit guides. Thank you. And thank you to my spirit guides for bringing every single one of my friends into my life. Truly a divine blessing. Right? Happy new moon. Happy Lunar New Year. Listen to your body when it's telling you to rest. Because one way or another, it will. Don't crash out. Love. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.